Uh, just checking everything out, making sure everything's working, nothing's broken, everything's all fine. And good afternoon. I bet you thought I wasn't going to stream today. Well, for a second there, I wasn't sure that I was going to stream today. But, hi, I'm your great Uncle Pixel. I'm someone's great Uncle Pixel. And I'm going to be doing some coding. So, before I start coding, let me get into the fun stuff that is the reason I was so late today. Um, and I'm hoping it's not still happening. But anyway, when I went on Monday, the reason I wasn't here on Monday is that on a whim I started a new game. Uh, Another new game that I've had kind of in the back of my mind for a while. It's basically chess. And when I say basically chess, I mean it's chess, but you get to actually attack your enemies. Yeah, which may sound like battle chess, but it's not, because in battle chess the animations are predetermined. It's the animations are just that, animations. No, you're actually going to get a chance to beat your opponent for the square, thus making it a game of both strategy and combat skill. And I've had a few ideas floated at me, including making it a turn-based battle rather than action battle. And well, we'll see. I kind of like both those ideas. Might split those off into different games even. But anyway, I was working on that on Monday, and I completely missed the time that the stream was supposed to start. Well, let's go back even further. On Saturday, you may remember I ended my stream abruptly. Well, I weren't feeling well, so took me a couple days to recover from that, as it turns out. Maybe I didn't eat enough. I don't know, but yeah. But anyway, yesterday I added a few things. Monday, all I did was get the basic movement routine working for the cursor. Yeah, let me just pop it over, and we can take a little look see what I got here. See, it's just a little chessboard. I think the pawns are a little tall, might make them shorter, but and then just had the little selection box moving around. That's what I did on Monday. Yesterday, I tried to add a routine to actually mm, there we go, to actually select a piece and move it forward. This not only did not work, it somehow created log files that were hundreds of millions of bytes. No, hundreds of millions of K in size each, like a hundred gig each. And so when I tried to, I loaded up the game earlier to take a look at it, make sure it was working okay, and it wouldn't run. Wouldn't run at all. And I didn't know why. Because that thing I just said about the log files being 100 million uh, gigantic bytes each, 100 gajillion bytes each, I didn't realize that at the time. I had to track down. I only figured it out because I got a message saying, your hard drive is almost full. What do you want to delete? And I said, hold on. This is a new computer. It's a new computer. It should not be full. I don't have that much on it, relatively speaking. I mean, maybe a third of the hard drive is full, but a lot of that is also like Windows itself. I don't have any huge games. I don't have my giant collection of music from my old computer. Uh, I want to transfer that over at some point. But anyway, there's no reason I should have had 900 plus gig full on my hard drive. 3 gig left. It said. I went no, no. Wait, what? Something like that. I think I said something like that. And so I tracked it down, tracked it down. And, I went folder by folder. I suspected I knew what was causing it, but not how. Because I made a few, because Godot had crashed really badly yesterday when I was messing with it, when I was adding this routine to it. Yeah, not this routine, specifically the pawn move routine. It crashed really badly. It froze. It just froze up entirely. And then today, when I tried to do anything to it, it wouldn't run. It just gave me an error message on the game screen. And I figured out why. It was trying to create a log file. There's no hard drive space left. So yeah, went to the log file, and I'm looking. I have that file open now because on Monday, the largest log file was 58K. Yesterday, the smallest log file was 2 gig, and I knew something had gone wrong. Apparently, this stuff down here, this stuff is all logged. So when I created some log files that were gigantic, enormous, gigantic, it saved them. It saved them all. Didn't want them to save it all, but it saved it all in the file. And I don't quite know why it did that. Because I know I've had some pretty big output window file output window output before, and I checked all my other programs. None of them have like giga billion sized files in there. Oh, a little hungry. So I wasn't sure why it was doing it to just this one. But it just did to this one. And it wasn't working. yeah, I just had an idea to how to make this work. It's having a little bit of trouble here because I know what I want to do. I'm just not sure how to do it. There's a couple different things here that are okay. So tap 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 tap. Mm. Okay, I see the blinking pauses, so it is definitely changing color. Hmm. Also, I want to check, make sure it's not creating a giant log here. I suspect it is. Let's open that. It is? Interesting. It is definitely creating a log file, which is up to, but it's only up to 4K, which is what I expect a log file like this to look like. Not, I don't know what I was doing that created, because I couldn't open it. The log files were too big. I just had to delete them. I couldn't even put them in the trash. The recycle bin. Yeah, every time I hit this, it is selecting it and then immediately unselecting it. Because of this. Because is action just pressed? Action is still true when it hits this, even though it's. I need it to clear input after. To see. Huh. I need it to clear the input before it goes to pawn move. So I need input event. Is action just pressed? I want is action just pressed? Is action just pressed? That's there we go. Input. That's what I want. Action press, action release. Ah, there it is. There is absolutely a command for that. Cannot find. Oh, right. That doesn't. Will that do it? No, it will not. Oh. Where is that print statement? There it is. Yeah, I don't mind it being spammy. I don't know what I did to make the. Hmm. It's okay. It's still not working. Still not working. Still not working. Hmm. Da, 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 da. Da, 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 da. Joy button pressed. Is joy known? Is key level pressed? Is key pressed? Parse input event. Remove joy mapping. Set accelerometer. Set custom mouse server. Set gyroscope. Set magnetometer. Uh, I don't know about these commands, but this is my new superhero team. Magnetometer and accelerometer and gyroscope man. And vibrate handheld. Excuse me. Oh, excuse me. I am sorry. If the specified action is already pressed. Oh, oh man, this is interesting. Oh, I wish I'd seen this 2 programs ago. I could have changed and fixed. Oh, there's so much in Find the Frog. I could Find the Flag and Find the Frog. No, actually, just Find the Flag. It's nothing in Find the Frog would be useful for this. This would be useful for, but there's a command here that simulates pressing buttons on the keyboard. So instead of moving Instead of having, right now, there's two, in Find the Flag, there's two separate routines for one player and two player movement. But I could get rid of the separate routines and just use or I should say, player movement and CPU movement. I could get rid of the CPU movement routine and instead just have the one player movement either use actual uh, input or simulated input. Huh. But I'm not going to do that now because I'm in the middle of this chess thing where it's a real case of nothing simple is ever easy. This is not, once again, this is not where I thought I'd get stuck. I'm gonna nosh on a peanut while I. So yeah, despite action released, it is still considered. The action is still considered just pressed. And so it immediately unselects before I can do anything. Try this. Let's try that. So that way. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Okay, okay, okay. Look at that. That just created a 40 meg log file. Yeah, gotta keep an eye on that. Anyway, okay. So it's going. So let me remove that. See if this works. It's still not right. Hmm. Feels like it froze though. Freeze. Oh, 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 oh. Uh-oh. Did you create another 1,000,000,000 size log file, you piece of garbage? No? Huh. You can see this on the stream. You can't. Okay. It's not obvious on the stream. I'm going to actually shut those off because Godot just froze. Just completely froze. Just totally, completely broke on me. Dang, where are my log files? I don't want to close that one there. Godot log. Okay. Okay. Just make sure it didn't. Okay, I want that. I want that open. Phew, okay, I'm gonna reopen Godot and hope I didn't break too much. This is bizarre. Okay. Capture, reopen that. Okay. Now reopening the program. Program window. Yeah, everything's good. Now we hit this and see if it crashes again. Absolutely did. Close that before it. Oh dear. No, it is frozen. Come on, close. Close the program. Dear. Oh my. I guess I have it trapped in an infinite loop. It's clearly trapped in some sort of loop. Trapped in some sort of loop, but I don't know why it's still showing that. That window was closed. But it doesn't seem to be trapped in this loop. Let me remove these input action releases now that it's and let's give it another try and see what happens. Okay, so we move around. Do 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 do. Okay. Okay. For one, hitting the button anywhere but on one of my own pawns. I froze it. Can I close it in time? Can I close it? Nope, I can't. Come on. Huh. Yeah, it crashed bigly. It was just big explosion death crash. Explosion big death crash of doom. I didn't open my chat to text program. If anyone's been talking to me, I apologize. I forget. You'd think I'd have a routine by now, but I always forget at least one step in that routine. Oh, well, nobody's here. Okay. Uh, oh, someone is here. Okay. Not, but yeah, if anyone said anything, I didn't hear it. But now I have it cranked up. Turn that up even louder. I guess it doesn't really matter if it's turned up loud. It doesn't go through my microphone like it does on Saturdays. So put this back to his action just pressed and see if that blows it up any. No, okay, so now it's back to not working correctly. It's back to simply not working correctly as opposed to not working correctly so badly that it crashes Godot itself. puts it into an infinite loop so bad that it brings down the entire program. You know, levels upon levels, wheels within wheels. Um, well, close that old window. Okay. Bring that back up. That's the wrong window. That's the chess window. So yeah, now it's back to simply selecting and immediately unselecting it when I hit the button rather than selecting it and then crashing. Now, the thing here is that uh, it is crashing before it hits this line. It's freezing before it hits this line because I can see it's not changing shape. When it was freezing, when I had his action just released instead, just pressed, it was freezing with it still showing the uh, dia. Actually, I want to do a quick little open recent on a one. Save as on unselected. Okay. So let me put that in there on selected. Let me go up to selected. So now I'll know when a pawn is selected because it will blink like the selection box.
Bluebird underscore
Ah!
songster
Whoa.
said, "Hey Grunkle P.
Hello! Oh, I'm sorry, I had my volume turned up too loud here. Turn this down a bit. Okay.
Bluebird underscore songster said,
Scared the crap out of me. Scared the crap out of myself.
Bluebird underscore songster said,
Yep, yep. I died. I should just put a dang old counter in here. That would do anything. There, count.
Bluebird underscore songster said, "You're not supposed to do that in video games, even more if you're making them."
Having a heart attack?
Bluebird underscore songster said, "Dying yet?"
Dying. Yeah, I'm gonna try not to do that. Especially not on stream. You know, that's even worse. Almost did that on Saturday, but I was okay. Okay. Why can I not select these? I see that.
Bluebird_songster said, "What happened on Saturday?"
Oh, Saturday. I did mention this a little earlier, but I didn't really go into much detail. As I said, I ended the stream because I was feeling a little dizzy and tired, and unfortunately, the dizziness did not get better; it just kept getting worse until it made me literally physically ill, and I had to go to the hospital. So, and I did, but I didn't die. You know, not don't want to get too gross about it, but I had more stomach troubles. Had more stomach troubles in that one evening than I had in the last like 10 years.
Songster said, "Glad you're okay."
Yeah, yeah, me too. Me too. I think that's why I wasn't around on Monday. I was still feeling a little. I mean, I know it was 2 whole days afterwards. I was still feeling a little spoonless, and also I was programming stuff. I started this game, so wasn't feeling. Sadly, I was not feeling very social, and and I cherish you all, my guplings. I don't want to give you the half-assed grumple pea experience.
Bluebird_songster said, "Grumble P."
Yep, different from grunkle pea. Hang on a moment. Okay. There we go. A little too warm. It's pretty warm outside. I don't know why I had that even on. But so ah so I thought this game would be difficult. I mean, of course it's going to be difficult. If I knew exactly how to do it from the start, then I wouldn't be learning anything. But like many things in Godot, I always get tripped up by things I don't expect. Oh, no wonder it's not working. I'm hitting the wrong key. Yeah, see how it stays blue? That's because it resets the blue every time I hit the selection button. Because it's changing the uh something. It must not be selected correctly. Must Let me see if I'm unsetting. If I'm unsetting selected somewhere. No. Okay, let me check up here. Selected Boolean. Okay, so it's not getting reset to anything. Good. Good. So I copy this into what will eventually be the battle routine, because that's important. Line 79, parse error. Oh, derp. Derp. That's fine. That's fine. Should not be processing input. Okay. Should only be processing input if not selected. And it should only be doing this routine if it is selected. Let me just pop that in there. Should not be unselecting it unless this. Okay. Damn it. I mean, it's still not going to look right, but I have to make sure it's processing right. Right now, I have actually no code to actually move the piece, so to speak. I have code to make it look like the piece is moving. But if that's not even working, then I can't even work on the code that moves the piece. I mean, I know what the code that moves the piece is going to look like. It's not a matter of working. It's not a matter of creating it. It's a matter of getting this underlying code working so I could put that on top of it. That. But what's supposed to happen is the. Well, did I? Once again, why? Why does it keep going there? Anyway. No wonder nothing's happening. I'm hitting the A key instead of the Z key. I guess I could also hit. What? Why are you putting it over there? Okay, and also the space bar works as well as Z. They both don't work. Mm-hmm.
Ill Philly said. Wait, what did I miss? Why are we glad Grunkle P is okay? What happened to my glorious second favorite Grunkle?
I died. No, I had to go. I wound up in the hospital on Saturday after the stream. I was apparently very, I don't know, very dizzy, very sick, very dehydrated, and it was not good. It was definitely not good. That's why I cut off the stream so abruptly on Saturday. I was feeling very dizzy. I thought it would go away, and it did, but it took like 6 or 7 hours.
Ill Philly said. Yeah, you don't want to be these things.
Yeah, yeah. I definitely did not want that to happen to me. I want to not be dead.
Bluebird underscore songster said, "Yeah, it sounds like a bad time."
Let's do some exaggeration here. Yeah, it was not fun. Was not honestly a good time. I was really kind of worried there a little bit. Uh, okay,
Bluebird underscore songster
this is going to
said,
spam up my.
"Did they give you any meds?"
No, they did give me an IV drip though. I was told I was looking pretty pale. Okay, pause. But yeah, I was told I was looking pretty dang pale.
Ill Philly said, "Any idea what caused it?"
No, no, actually, I discovered I've got some stones in places where there shouldn't be stones in my body, but that doesn't. I'm not sure that was related. Maybe I just didn't eat enough that day. But whatever it was, low blood sugar is not usually my problem. I blame Borderlands. Clearly, every time I died, it took out some of my nutrients. 3,000. Just trying to see what's going on here now. Oop, oop. Okay, let's hit this. What the? take at least 5 full seconds for counter to equal 3,000. That's why I made it so high. Not because I want it to be 5 full seconds, but because I wanted it to be, wanted there to be a delay. Or I could do other things before. Oh, the wrong chess plus. They did, incidentally, they did prescribe me some medication, but it's just some painkillers and some nausea medication. Because I was really, really, really nauseous, as I suspect because of the dizziness. It was no fun, I tell you. It was no fun indeed. Note here, routine to hide the pawn sprite goes here. Um, okay, yeah, oh, good, good, it's here. It's here. Chessboard, chessboard, chessboard. Okay. I don't actually need this defined right here. I don't think. Shouldn't. Yeah, good. But yeah, I basically spent Sunday doing nothing for because I didn't even get home from the hospital till after midnight, so I passed right out. Still felt a little woozy on Sunday, but not dizzy. There's a difference. Like on Friday, the room was spinning. Not Friday, Saturday. Saturday night, the room was spinning. So literally, I couldn't look anywhere without the whole room tilting, tilting like a villain scene in the old live action Batman show.
Said, glad it hasn't come back so far.
So far. Well, I've also made sure to nosh properly. Hmm. Oh. See if the game blows up again. It did. It has frozen. Game, it has frozen. Oh, something. Something okay. Yeah, I want to check later. But yeah, the game froze again. I am not sure what is going on here. Why it keeps freezing like this. Uh, yeah, weird things. Does not like when it crashes. Definitely does not like it when it crashes. Oh, let me also check to make sure I have not created a giant log file the size of the entire Library of Alexandria. No, I haven't. The log is only, yeah, 300. Yeah, okay. We're good. We're good. We're good. Eventually, I don't want this. I don't want this to be canceled here, actually, but it's really having problems with these actions. Hide this. Is it unhappy that I don't actually use this variable? Right, I declare it, I add to it, but I never actually use it for anything, but that's okay. In fact, let me just let me comment that out. Let's hope it doesn't crash again, but we'll see if it does. And it does. Crashed again. I am feeling very baffled. But that just means I'm gonna learn something. Gonna learn me a thing, right? Anyway. Appears to be getting stuck in this loop. Am I stuck in this loop? Let's see. Let's get here. I'll copy this. Drop it here. Drop it here. Drop it here. Because it's a print debug, it'll also give me the line number, so I'll know which of these it's hitting. Does it get here? Does it get here? Does it get here? And am I stuck in this loop? Okay. Does it get here? It's going to crash, I am sure, when I hit this button. I don't need to bring up the other screen because tired just kind of thinking about this program doing the things it's doing. But it's okay. Okay, so we move around. Good. Now I hit the button and what happens? Well, well, we've got our solution. It is stuck in this loop. It's not just in the loop, it is stuck in that loop. Went through that loop 20,000 times, it looks like. And the log file of this text is 40,000 K. It's a clear output. Just clear output fix, undo the loop. Get here, yeah, it gets to 153, 55, 64, 67, 72, and then it gets stuck in that loop. Okay. And it never gets here. Mm. Huh. Wait, did I not do that right? Maybe I did the create timer line wrong. Yeah, okay, that's what it should look like. But let's see here. Okay. Okay, so it did cancel it. Did cancel it, but it doesn't seem to be reading the input properly. Giving me the stuck in that loop routine. And when I hit X, it does break out of it. X being the cancel. Let's see, action. Let me put this back to action and see what happens. Okay. Yeah. To hold the button down for it to work. Something wrong input-wise? Because I can't move the pawn. The two things I noticed is it is not doing this. Let me see, did I name the animation correctly? Yeah, it's pawn 1. It should only be changed back to selection. Why is the animation not changing? Why is the animation not changing? Animation is pawn 1, but it's not showing pawn 1. It's showing... In fact, is it still showing it? Is it still flashing? Yeah, it's still flashing. So yeah, let me get rid of this. Get rid of this. Let me get rid of this. Let me get rid of this. Counter is not a variable anymore. It's okay. What is action pressed left? Starting X is less than X. Right. What is action pressed? That's starting X, X. It's moving and I just can't see it. So let's see if it's let's get is there some problem with the animation? Yes, there is. Some problem with the visuals. As you can see, those numbers are changing when I tap right, and then I tap left, or left. Must be held down for a second due to the. Specifically, it has to be held down for 1/10 of a second. Now it's supposed to be able to move 2 squares here. But that's because it should be if x equals 1, not if x equals 2. Yes, I might have messed it up. I just want, again, you don't. So, okay. So I want to make this again just pressed. Action just pressed. Did I break it? I might have broken it. Yeah, I think I broke it. But let's hit reset. Got some mysteries going on here. It actually makes some sense. I don't actually have anything set to move the 3, 2, 1. This timer. You know what? I don't want that there. The timer should be here. Damn it. Put that timer right there instead. And that should keep it just pressed. That I don't understand is why it's not showing this animation. And put that here, here, and here. Should change the animation to pawn 1. What the heck? Three. Or I still have A. Does it get here? Yes. It gets here. Good. Alright, I don't have any visual elements programmed in yet. I'm not sure why I assumed it would. Um, to remove some of these print statements because they're weirdly doing stuff here. Do that one. Badly. Let's see what I am doing. I don't know what I'm doing. I thought I knew what I was doing. Okay, we can move around. It crashes. Close it before it crashes too much. Come on, close the program. Wait, did it take down? Took down the whole thing. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. That's fine. It's all fine. It's all fine. That's all right. Oh, I don't want debug. I want you. Do I want you? I want debug. Where the heck is chess? It's a Godot. Chess plus debug. Chess plus debug. Oof. I've crashed so many times that okay. Crashed so many times that that OBS could not find the window. It's forced closing all those other windows, left them on OBS's list, so I have a whole bunch of broken windows in the window list. And I think the only way to get rid of that is to close OBS and reopen, which I don't want to do. So let me get rid of all these print debugs. It's weird that they're it was working till I put them in. And let's hope that it will work again now that I've taken them out. It's not. What the hell? Don't crash again. Oh, that's why it's crashing. I understand. Understand why it's crashing. It's nothing to do with these print debug statements. It has everything to do with moving this timer out of that loop. For some reason it just zips through this loop if I don't put in a, and it zips through the loop so many times that the program can't keep up with itself and smashes to the ground. So let's try hitting play again with the delay in the loop. Oh, let me also fix the windows here because they're all wrong. Chess plus debug, and you would be in moving TRCN. Well, I'll look at that in a minute. But anyway, it's moving. It converts. It moves it, or it visually moves it. I don't have it actually set to update the piece's position. The piece is still here. So because my selection square is behind the pawn, I need to make the pawn itself disappear so the moving version of it can move without it looking weird. But okay. You can move 1 or 2 spaces on turn 1. Five, 6, 7, 8. Why does this chessboard feel too small? Not sure why. Am I too used to Archon? Archon is 9x9, as I recall. Right, I can't select the villainous pieces. Pawn kind of looks like an old-fashioned joystick, too. And I like that effect. But I think I'm going to make them a little shorter at some point. Which is not that difficult. I just need to change the image file. And it'll fix the image. It'll update the image for all of them. Well, there's 3 different image files because I wanted the different colors to be different actual colors rather than one sprite in multiple colors. Rather than changing colors on the fly. Excuse me. Oh man, that took longer than I expected. Okay. Oof. I want elif. Let me just copy this whole thing, actually. Uh, Cancel. Okay. Let me just make sure it doesn't mess up. I hit cancel. Okay. That's why I want a cancel button, so you can unselect the piece and have it go back to where it started. Starting X. Delete that and delete that. I don't need to delete all these. Does it get here's? I do want a note here about write code to update position of on. So that's easy enough. The problem is figuring out which of the 8 pawns I've selected, because they all have the same name. They all have the same position name internally, which is so I think what I need to do is not have them all have the same name internally. Will be the easiest way to do that. Yeah, I want chess plus GD. Okay, let's mark them as A and B, A and B. This way I can keep track of them. Queen and king don't need A's and B's. So So A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H. So I need A to H. Visualize board, yes. One. Oh, const. Okay. So now I have printed the whole alphabet. There we go. So now each of those pawns is different. will make it easier to identify. But I need to change this equals pawn one. Am I still showing the wrong background there? What's going on here, OBS? Aha! Jeez, okay. OBS was still showing the wrong, it wasn't even showing a crashed window. Close that. I need to do some changes. Where's pawn one? There it is. I don't want to equal pawn one because nothing equals pawn one anymore. String is does ends with ah. Okay, begins with. I want begins with. Begins. Right. Dot begins with. I think that's how it go. Well, we'll see if it crashes again. Okay, yeah, it's working. Good. It's selecting it. Oh, didn't even show that, did I? It's nothing's changed. It's still working. That's the point. Okay. Run into the issue that I had with early find the flag is that the location on the screen, it doesn't necessarily quote unquote know what item is in that space. Or I should say the cursor's location is properly connected to the grid, but the location of those so I need it to go both ways. Okay. So I have the grid defined, and each square on the grid has an identifier to say what piece is in that grid. But the string, right, that's what's not connected. The sprites of the sprites of the chess pieces are not currently connected to anything. They're just there. They're just coincidentally in the same space. Huh. This is going to need some thought. Need to do some thinking. Or I can do some thinking. Let me make sure I didn't. This program is not like too big. Shouldn't be. I don't have anything in here. Biggest thing are the art files. Yeah. The biggest thing in the game itself are the art files. They're only like 400K total. And I think that's only because I have some images in there I'm not actually using. I'm pretty sure I'm not going to use this pawn 2 or pawn image. Selected pawn. Change turn. Bear mode. Okay. Chessboard. What do I define chessboard as? It just needs to be a vector, does it? I need 2 variables per space. Don't need. No. I have a way. Right now, I have a way to call the chessboard. Oh, I know what kind of data I want. I need an array. I need a player 1 array. So I need player 1. Player 1 array. And var player to array. Yeah, you'll have to forgive me. I'm babbling out half-formed thoughts here. Basically, my problem right now is that while I can look at any square of the chessboard and see what piece is on there, I need to be able to do it the other way. I need to look at a piece and figure out and say what square of the chessboard it's on without doing a full search of the chessboard. So it has to connect both ways, as it were. And right now it only connects one way. Can we leave those undefined, only partially defined for a moment? Because I want to look over here. That's 2. Pawn move. And I want to send that in. Function pawn move pawn. Okay, function pawn move pawn. Debug. Uh, I don't need this. Doesn't get here anymore. I know it gets there. So, oh, that's capital P. Just make sure I'm sending that in right. I am pawn 1A, pawn 1H, pawn 1G, pawn 1F, pawn 1E, pawn 1B, pawn 1C. Okay. So I'm sending in the name of the pawn, the full name and number. So 1A, 1B, 1C. So I know which of the 8 pawns I have just selected. Now, I need code that will let this routine to hide the pawn sprite goes here. To figure out which pawn I've just selected, which sprite I've just selected. So hang on. Doing this the hard way. The name of the pawn sprites to match. And then I can just search for the pawn sprite of the same name. Good. It's this is up here. I don't think I really needed this chessboard layer thing, but anyway, it's fine. Okay, yeah, this will do. 2E. F, G. It's still going to be tricky to identify, but it's a little easier now. So let's see. So it sends in the name. So I'll need a. So the there selected pawn equals there selected pawn is happy. Selected pawn equals plus pawn. That work? Will that work? Go on. Or will just crash on me. If it crashes, it'll be fun anyway. I'll learn something either way. So let's see what appears in the lower left corner. The game itself is not important. The output is. Okay, and it crashed. Okay, that's an object. Hmm. Select pawn equals chessboard layer plus pawn. Wait, no. Selected pawn name string. Hmm. Pawn an object and not a no. Pawn is a string. Pawn is a string. Fine. Okay, that's fine. Well, it all looks okay. Okay, I was looking at the wrong error message. It's all working. Selected pawn equals. Okay, I need to get some Node 2D commands. I'm pretty sure the one I want is here. I think I'm looking at get child. I think it's related to get child. Right. I don't want Node 2D. I want nodes in general. Hmm. Okay. Get node node. Uh, Hang on a second. Is there a dollar sign in there? There's not. Dollar sign should be in there. Get node. Let's check this. On. This one anymore. So rerun that. Like that. I don't like that object equals null. Object should not equal null. Let me get rid of the dollar sign and see if that works. Yes, without the dollar sign it works. Okay. Okay. Nice. Selected pawn, get node, selected pawn name. So, selected pawn dot global position y equals x equals um, my goodness. Keep your fingers, toes, and eyes crossed here. Let's see if this works the way it should in my head. Oh, I forgot one other thing. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. Forgot to change the text in the chessboard itself. Sent in the name, right? Sent in the whole name. Chessboard vector 2 I x comma y. That's what I need here. Quick little. Now I don't have any tests to click. Good. Only move one space. If I hit cancel, it goes back. If I don't hit cancel. And right now I don't have any anything testing. There's no way to. It's going to give me an error message if I try to move it past that, which is not a thing that'll happen, of course, in the when I get the other things put in. But oh my god, the basics are working. The basics of picking a piece and moving it is working. And actually, the pawn is the tough one. The pawn is the tough one. Uh, because I don't know, I'm having so much trouble with words. Okay. Oh, derp. That's why it's not working. X here. I keep starting the sentence, the pawn's the tough one. The pawn is the tough one because it doesn't move the same way it attacks. It should not be able to move through that piece. It should check. It's supposed to be checking that. Let's just put that right there. Oh, right. Print. I do a print. I'm not going to do a print debug. Should be okay. I mean, it's not a matter of okay. Okay, I don't need this print debug anymore. Don't need this print debug anymore. I'm not even going to bring up the game window. Is the game window brought up? Yes, but I don't want to look at the game window. I am looking down here at stuff. Why is it not hitting this? Oh, derp. Okay. Right. If input is action, just it should also be put here. It needs to go in both places. I don't really need these print statements because now I know why it wasn't working. Let's restart. And now let's bring up that screen again so we can watch what's going on. Okay, can't move. Can't move this pawn. Okay. Still not quite connected properly. Still not quite. Pieces are still not quite connected to the grid properly, but they're more closely connected now. In that at least the names of the sprites match the the string in each coordinate, in each set of coordinates. So you know this is 1 1 because it starts at 0 0 in the upper left, not one. This is not 1 1. This is 0 0. This is 1 1. So 1 1 has the string pawn 1b in it, and the file over here on the left that you can't see because the thing's in the way. But over here on the left, pawn 1b is the sprite in that in the corresponding tile. Yeah, thanks to these. So it's a bit of a pain. Pain. Working? It's working. Part of the important part is that it looks like the cursor transforms into the piece when you select it. It's not actually exactly what's happening. The piece is disappearing, and the cursor is transforming into a copy of the piece. It looks like the cursor is disappearing, and the piece starts blinking. But what's actually happening is the piece disappears, and the cursor changes shape, and the blinking is incidental. But that's the effect I wanted. So sitting here thinking, I should have just done this with mouse control to begin with, because it's going to be a pain in the ass selecting a tile with just keyboard controls. Selecting a tile to attack with just keyboard controls. Right now, I'm just staring at the ceiling, trying to remember how to implement that, like I did in Find the Flag. This might have all been for, it wasn't all for nothing, because I'm still going to basically reuse this code. I can add mouse buttons to this. I'll do that first. Action and cancel. Back to probably need to restart before it'll recognize that change. I feel pretty good though. It took me a while to get that right. Okay. Yeah. So yeah, it doesn't actually. I still can't move. I don't have a movement. But if I click on if I just click actually anywhere, then it selects it. If I click again, okay, so that's not what I want exactly, but it's a start. Click, and then I hit click and it selects. And I right click and it unselects. Okay. player equals 3 minus sect player. Program through as much as I thought it through. Might need some drastic recoding in the back end. Mouse compatible. Especially since I've forgotten how to make it mouse compatible. Right click is okay. Right click is fine as it is, because when I right click, doesn't matter where the mouse is, I want it to I want to just unselect. So I want, when I click on it with the left click button, I want the piece to stick to the mouse controller, but only be able to drop it in one of the correct spots. Is there a starting X? There is. There. Starting Y equals Y. Can get used. Y starting Y. It doesn't get changed yet, but code to check whether currently hovered above square is valid when using when using when selecting piece with mouse. Okay. If it's valid, then let me check input again. I'm pretty sure. Oh, there it is. Find mouse. There's a mouse position and a mouse mode. Okay. cursor shape. Interesting. Properly emulate mouse from touch. Touch from mouse. Mouse mode. I don't want that. Get action raw strength. I don't want input event mouse button. I want input event. Get last mouse. Get last mouse velocity. Mouse velocity. I want mouse location. Is anything pressed? Is mouse button pressed? Parse input event. Remove joy mapping. Set custom mouse cursor. Default cursor shape. Warp mouse. Okay. Now some input coordinates. Vent. To ask the viewport for the mouse position. Just do a quick let me just do a quick let's put it here. Print of that. Now, will it... Okay, it's not giving me a crash. Yeah, just don't actually want the game to be shown. I want to look at the output window. Okay, good. Good, good, good. I want to look at the output window. Select. Unselect. Select. We unselect. We select. We unselect. Good. X. Less than starting x plus 144. 72 times 2 is 144. Yeah. And 44 and 72 is 26. Oops. Guess I don't have my numlock turned on. And hang on, spaces left equals 2. Starting x plus 2, it's 1. Oh, dot x. Dot x. Okay. I only care about the x coordinates of the mouse window. It's supposed to move with the mouse. I'll bring that up so you can see what it's not doing. Oh, hang on a second. I see an issue. Also, I see a cat. Hello, cat. Who are you? What are you doing? Jumping. That's what she's doing. Banning this guy. I'm banning this guy from the channel. Yeah. Okay. I don't understand why they bother. But anyway, the thing is, anyway, when I hit, where am I? Where am I? Who am I? What is going happen on? Yeah, I will have to fix that viewport thing. But anyway. Anyway, it's fine. So, anyway, I didn't mess up the keyboard controls. Good. It is not following the mouse cursor. I'm not sure you can see the mouse cursor, but it should be following it. Which I don't have anything to move it back. Uh, uh, it's less greater than starting plus x. Starting plus 72. Oops. Hang on a second. Should be that for one thing. Shouldn't be moving the whole thing. And be moving the whole thing. I should be doing that. Maybe that's the problem. It might be the problem. Let's see. Not the problem. It doesn't seem to be detecting controller at all. Oh. We almost detected it? Window at all. I have this up in yes I do. You can see some I'm not moving I'm not touching the controller. I'm just moving. Stick to it. I don't understand why it's not. What am I doing? Do a print debug. My old friend print debug. Drop it in here. Drop it in here. And drop it in here. That one? So let's see here. to restart the program. I might have thrown it off by changing too much in the middle. Change too much in the middle, clicky, clicky, click. Anyway. All right. Huh. Hey, it's moving. But the mouse, where the mouse actually is not in the same position. I don't know. I don't think. I don't know. I don't think you can see the cursor here. Doesn't look like it. Doesn't look like you can see. Maybe you can see the cursor. Don't know why it only sometimes shows the cursor. But my cursor's at the far left edge of the screen right now, not where the pawn is. 72 pixels to the right, and then 72 more pixels to the right. It's not even on the board yet. It's in that gray area off to the left. Yeah, it's in that gray area off to the left. Mm. Okay. I've decided that's a problem for future me. I've at least gotten my, I've at least gotten my, oh, man, got my pawn moving, and I rearranged the program to make it easier for the other pieces to exist later. But, so next, on Friday, um, maybe not on Friday, because like I didn't start this program on stream. I may not continue it on stream. I may continue it off stream. Unlike Find the Flag and Space Deflators, which I only did on stream. Uh, Sometimes I just want to code, and that's what happened on Monday and yesterday. I just had an urge to code something, and I've been thinking about making not a chess game, not chess as such, even though it will be using chess pieces because those are are extremely copyright free. But it will be using chess pieces in a game that will not eventually not look much like chess. Because I want the pieces to hit each other. I haven't decided whether it's going to be picking commands from a menu or shooting at each other. An exciting action sequence. Well, not necessarily shooting. I don't think the pawns are going to shoot. They're going to have little swords or something. I'm trying to decide. I kind of want to have different sprites for the eventual battle mode where the characters are a little more humanoid with arms and legs so they can run around and hit each other properly. But right now it's just the standard pawn image that you see there. A little sleepy. So yeah, I still have some. I still have to make some decisions on what the battle system is going to look like. Like I have an idea. I'm picturing it in my head, but that's going to involve drawing a lot of animations. It's going to be a lot of animations either way. I don't think I'm going to do even a. I'm not even even if I do wind up making it like a turn-based thing, it's going to have animations. It's going to look or like yeah, I guess early Pokemon would be the best comparison to what I'm picturing. Not in that, not in the sense of that's what the battlefield will look like, but in the sense that it'll be animated. Every time you attack, there'll be an animation on top of the opponent, different for each attack. And if I do it that way, I'll have to have multiple attacks for each piece, proper stats for each piece. Well, I say proper. It's good. You're going to need proper stats either way, with some inspiration from Archon there. Like, if I do a shooter, it will be Archon inspired in the sense that there will be recharge time. There will be the variables will be character running speed, character attack speed, attack recharge speed, character shot speed, how fast the shot moves once it's released. Of course, health and damage. And I am pretty sure the object will not be to checkmate the king, but to actually you will have to fight the king, and the king will hit like a truck. King will hit like a truck, and slow moving truck, if that makes any sense. I mean, I'll work out the numbers and the attacks, and I don't have them quite solidified in my head. Which is why I want to get the pawns working first. I've got the pawns pretty well solidified in my head. What's they're going to look like and what their attack is going to look like. Turn-based attacks, I'm not quite sure what that's going to look like because that I want at least two attacks. I think yeah, maybe the pawn should only have two attacks. Or maybe as you fight with each piece, they can level up. I had these suggestions given to me, so I'm just basically repeating them. They could have experience points, they could level up, learn more attacks, get more powerful, get more health. So maybe even eventually an unleveled king, a high level pawn versus an unleveled king would be would be a one sided match in favor of the pawn. But we'll see. I have ideas. And I just want to see if I can get me some stuff working. I just want to get some stuff, get that stuff working. Working, 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 flirking, working, working, and blim. Right now, though, I've had a bit of a day after clearing. Did I tell that story? I think I told that story early. I think I told it early on about the log files that this I had done something so wrong that this had created somehow created several hundred. Let's see here. What's my current Godot log? Good, good. My current Godot log for this game is 242K, which is still an absurdly high amount. But yeah. When game stopped working at all yesterday, I was trying to get to work today before the stream started. Ran into the issue of my hard drive being full, even though I know I didn't put anything on it. I mean, there's stuff on it. It's a hard drive, but I did not put 1 terabyte worth of stuff on it. It was barely 1/3 full 2 days ago, and then somehow last night it filled up with log files from this game. I managed to I managed 500 gigs of log files. I couldn't even open them to see what was in them. They were too big to open. So I had to just delete them all without figuring out what they were, which saved me 500 gigs and freed up memory space and let me actually run the game again. But no, I think I'm quite pleased with my progress today. The pieces move. I'm not sure. I'm gonna have to mess with. Put that back on. I'm gonna have to mess with it a little more to get the mouse controls working. But yeah, one. And then from here, I'm gonna have to where it is now. I'm gonna have to make it figure out where it can attack, which I'll have to work into. I'm gonna have to look at the string commands and see if I can see if there's any wild card commands. I don't think there are. We'll see though. Yeah, there's begins with and ends with, but there's no begins with, ends with. Okay. Because I need to. I need to. No, I can do it. I can do it. I can do it. What I want to do. Do. That's not what I want to do. Let me do this real quick before I start anything else. Chess plus this. Just going to add X's to the end of the king and queen, because I'm going to check which player's piece it is. It's going to have to look at the second to last character. So I don't want that 1 and that 2 to be the last character, so I stick in the X was like a placeholder for that, a permanent placeholder. Sorry for going silent. That just occurred to me I might have set this board up wrong. Board might need to be rotated 90 degrees, which will switch the positions of the king and queen. It should look like that. So that will require let's see, chessboard gets set up. Want to watch a video about how to set up the chessboard? Right, the black square should be in the lower. Right, the light square should be in the lower right? No, it was correct before then. The light square should be in the lower right compared to the player's perspective, and the player's perspective would be on the left side and the right side. So it's on the correct position. Okay, that's 0. It is correct. I was correct. It's all correct. Yes, the light square should be in the upper left and the lower right. Yes, that is correct. Wushu. I mean, I guess it doesn't really matter in the long run, but no, I don't really want to play chess. I think it's correct. I think correct. Yeah, because mine is rotated 90 degrees to the right. It's fine. Okay, we don't need that anymore. And I'm apparently going into a coma here, so I'm going to go get myself some dinner, and so I don't pass out again or get dizzy or die like I almost did on Saturday. Gonna have to make a reward to remind me to eat something. Fortunately, I have been noshing on stuff through the entire stream today, so I don't pass out. But I need some actual din din, or at least a more solid, substantial snack. In the meantime, it's not much of a chess game yet, but it's also not something. Yeah, it's right, left, left, right, left, right, left, right, right, left, right. Da ba ba da ba da ba da ba da. And up and up and up and up and right, left, right, and X to put it right back. So, I'm going to call it here. Thank you for watching. Hope everyone enjoyed watching me struggle with chess, a 20 billion year old game that was invented by cavemen. Og and Thog, they played, except all the pieces were rocks. I guess it was more checkers than chess, really. Oh, except they did hit each other with clubs when they captured their pieces, so it's kind of like battle chess, really, in its own way. Maybe I should have started with checkers before jumping the chess. I coded a checkers game a few years ago. I didn't actually code it, but I did start the code on it. I don't know what happened to that. They wanted me to. It was for a job application. They sent me. They said, "Okay, we want you to code. We're giving you 4 hours to code an entire game of checkers, complete with graphics, sound effects, AI." I went, "Wait, what?" And well, I went, "Okay." And then 4 hours later, they said, "Sorry, you only programmed most of a game of checkers in 4 hours. So, thanks." I'm not bitter, but I am hungry. I can tell. I'm getting grumpy. Grumple P is coming back. We don't want Grumple P coming back. So Grunkle P is gonna call it. I will see you. I will not see you on Wednesday because today is Wednesday. I will see you on Friday, when hopefully I'll have a little more of this done to show you, and we'll see. We'll see. I'm not sure what I'm doing tomorrow. Off stream, in my own secret hours. uh, Glark. Good night.